Hello people, welcome to another video here on the Your Guy Brad channel. This is a video I've been intending to do this week about like spirituality and things like that, and having a bit of an open mind as to these sort of things. What have I been seeing a lot recently? I've been seeing a lot of the repetitive numbers again, like a ridiculous amount of times this week. I've seen 30, 30, 20, 20, 37. So I've seen 37 three times. I've seen several nines, seen 77s, seen all sorts. So there's that. But what I want to talk about today is my dreams. So in my dreams lately, last week, I had two dreams where I was invited somewhere. Now, I don't know why I would be invited, but I was. The first one is invited to move to Northampton, me and my mum. Very bizarre. Don't know how. Nobody else, just me and my mum. And the next dream, I got invited round for dinner after losing a tenner. So, I mean, I'm not sure what that means. So I've tried to look into it, and last night I had a dream, and I was sleeping in my dream, and I dreamt that I had a nasty argument with my mother. And then when I woke up, we were at a party, and there was this. It was like a wedding almost, but it wasn't a wedding. There were no couple getting married or anything. It was just a lot of people in this place. So, to be honest, I don't know what could have happened, or why these could have been, but it fascinates me, to see what was happening. So apparently there might be some issues that need to be brought to light. That's the issue. That's the dream in the dream. I don't know where those sort of things are coming from subconsciously. It's fascinating to think about, and being invited somewhere, it made me think, is someone want to invite me somewhere? Is there some interest in me in particular? And then there was another dream that I had last week where I was comforting someone who was upset. And we were in a shop, and then it didn't develop into anything or anything like that because there were customers coming in. So, yeah, very strange, these things that are happening, but I definitely do think that things that are happening. Sometimes I hear certain songs, I've been hearing certain, that get stuck in my mind, are just playing in the background like a little melody. What else? Just the warm glow that I get quite regularly. And when I'm falling asleep, sometimes I feel like somebody's wrapping the body around me. I feel like somebody's hugging me, really, really tight. So, which is nice in a way. It's like a comforting sort of thing. So it just makes me think, what are these things? And I try to think to myself about the thing about someone hugging me while I'm in bed. It's a bit like, well, maybe it's because of how I'm laid. It probably makes it feel like somebody's hugging me. But there's been a couple of times when it doesn't happen. But yeah, I think I do believe that there is something up there spiritually going on. I do feel pretty relaxed about it. I do feel pretty, because I have been attached to it. I think a lot of people who like manifesting have been on that journey. I won't class myself as a manifester yet because, I mean, there might be certain little things that I have, but any big things that I've wanted haven't turned up just yet. So I think I can probably call myself a manifestor when that happens. But yeah, I don't know. At the moment, I just feel quite just in my thoughts, just wandering, just thinking about stuff. And there's definitely things that have just happened. Just at that moment, I was looking up reasons for why a certain song might have come up in my mind that's been played and it's come up on my TV. And then what's the next thing I see? 2121. To some people, it sounds like absolutely bonkers, but to a lot of people, it might make sense. I'm a bit like, it's actually quite scary. So yeah, it's quite fascinating to think about. Really, it's quite positive. It's quite fun to think about. I've looked at twitching eyes. I've looked at the meanings of numbers and everything. I've seen all sorts a lot lately. So yeah, I've been over the article about the heaven thing. Of whether heaven is real and stuff like that. I am a firm believer that heaven is real, and there is a that there is an afterlife, and you get to see your loved ones again who may have left us. And we sort of live there for eternity. It's another world. Will we have a house? Will we need money? I don't think we will need money. I think we'll be able to eat. I think we'll be able to drink. I think we'll be able to talk and laugh and socialise and have loads of fun. And I think anger descends into some fire or some fuel that just goes down to hell, and heaven just gets rid of it, and it's like an extra bit of fuel for how hot hell is. So yeah, and I think there's a lot of things like people say, oh well, what if people think that what if God doesn't like what you've done, or maybe there's a heaven and there might not even be a God. I don't know. I don't know, but I do definitely think not everything we don't end up just being worm food. I don't believe that. I don't believe that we're created to become worm food. I'm not religious. I'm not really, massively anything like that. But, and it's probably a comforting way, to look at things, because I think there's a lot of people who are quite, we just got to go through the hard sludge of life, got to pay the bills, we've got to do this, we've got to work relentless hours, and I think I say these things because it's a mindset that I get given, that we are programmed to have. We're a bit like, oh yes, we must listen to these adults, as kids, like we must listen to the teacher, or, we must pass our exams or our lives are over. But, I don't like to live that way. I'm realistic. Don't get me wrong, I am realistic. Of course, you do have to put the effort in and put the grind in, and if you're 100% in, you can go, and you're willing to go for it, go for it. If you're not, don't do it. That's what I think. If you're not 100% in, then you can't. I don't think you should fully commit to that project and what you're trying to do, because it just isn't worth it at the end of the day. Even if it's a job, and then you might get there and you're a bit like, I don't really like this job. I don't really like this. But I always try to look on the positive side. I always try to, when I'm in a normal state, what I like to call it, right now I'd say I'm in a normal state. I'm quite relaxed. I'm quite, quite chill about things, which is good. But yeah, I want to know what all this means. It's a bit like something's trying to communicate something to me. It's like I know something's been communicated to me. I just want to know what is being communicated to me. What is it that I need to be aware of? You know, I don't think it's negative either. I don't think it's negative. I can only think it's positive. So yeah, I'm sticking to that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and comment below what you think these dreams could possibly mean. This has been your guy Brad, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend.